The month of August is just around the corner, and with it comes a fresh wave of questions, hopes, and, let's be honest, worries for millions of South Africans who depend on their SASSA grants. If you've been wondering exactly when your pension or social grant will be paid this coming month, you're not alone. Every month, there's a swirl of rumors, confusion, and even false information that spreads like wildfire, leaving many seniors and grant beneficiaries uncertain and frustrated. But today, you don't need to guess anymore. We've got the official word straight from SASSA itself, clear, confirmed, and up to date. For those who rely on the older person's grant, disability grant, or the child support grant, the exact payment dates can make a huge difference in planning your month, buying your groceries, paying your electricity, or even getting transport to the pay points. It's not just about knowing when the money will reflect, it's about knowing you can plan with confidence, without falling victim to fake news or misleading WhatsApp messages that often do the rounds. We've seen this happen time and time again, where scammers take advantage of seniors by spreading false payout dates, causing unnecessary panic and even financial loss. So, instead of relying on street talk or random posts, we went straight to the official SASSA announcement. And yes, they have now confirmed the exact dates for all social grant payments for August 2025. Whether you're receiving your grant via your SASSA card, through your bank account, or by cash pay points, this information applies to you directly. It's not hearsay, it's the verified schedule you can trust. In this video, we'll break down those dates for every category of grant and also talk about a few critical updates you should know, like the latest on card renewals, payment methods, and what to do if your payment gets delayed. Because it's not just about knowing the date, but understanding the full picture that affects your grant. You deserve clarity, and today, that's exactly what you'll get. Now, let's dive right into what every grant recipient in South Africa needs to know right now. SASSA has officially released the grant payment schedule for August 2025, and this comes as a big relief for millions of people across the country, especially seniors who depend on the older person's grant as their only stable source of income. For many pensioners, this grant is not just helpful, it is absolutely essential for survival. That's why knowing the confirmed dates in advance is more than just useful information, it gives you control, peace of mind, and the ability to plan your life with a little less stress. What makes this month's announcement even more important is the fact that it comes at a time when the cost of living has continued to rise steadily. Electricity tariffs have gone up, transport costs have increased, and grocery prices are still climbing. We're all feeling the pinch, especially those who are retired and living on fixed incomes. The truth is, every cent counts right now. So when you know exactly when that grant money is going to hit your account or be ready at your nearest pay point, it allows you to plan your expenses down to the last rand. It helps you avoid taking on unnecessary debt, and it also stops you from falling prey to people or businesses who try to take advantage of vulnerable people waiting for their grants. Now, let's talk about how these payments are going to be rolled out. As has been the pattern in recent months, SASSA will stagger the payments over several days. This is done to manage the flow of people at post offices and retail pay points and to make sure that everyone receives their money in a calm, orderly way. That's especially important for older people who cannot afford to be standing in long queues or being pushed around in overcrowded places. SASSA has confirmed that older persons will be paid first, on the very first day of the grant payment cycle for August. That means if you're receiving the older person's grant, or a grant that is linked to it such as a grant for care dependency, your money will reflect in your account first. This staggered system has its advantages. It helps reduce congestion and confusion, but it also means you need to be sure of your exact payment day so you don't waste time or energy showing up too early. Too often, we've heard from people who stood in lines from the early hours of the morning, only to be told that their type of grant is only being paid the next day. That's not something anyone wants to go through, especially during winter when mornings are cold and many of our seniors suffer from arthritis or mobility issues. That's why having the correct information is absolutely critical. Another important thing to know this month is that there have been no changes to the payment methods or the use of SASSA Gold cards. There was a lot of confusion earlier this year about whether the gold cards were going to be phased out or not. Thankfully, SASSA confirmed a while ago that beneficiaries can still use their gold cards even if they've already expired, as long as they haven't been replaced yet. The card's chip and account number remain active, and that means your payment will still go through as usual unless you were specifically contacted and asked to come in and collect a new card. So if your gold card expired but you haven't had any issues with drawing money from it in previous months, then you can rest easy. August payment should come through just as smoothly. For those who receive their grants through a personal bank account, such as Capitec, FNB, or Standard Bank, payments will also be made on the scheduled date. The money is usually deposited early in the morning, but depending on your bank's processing time, it might reflect later in the day. The key thing is not to panic if it doesn't show up immediately at midnight. Wait a few hours and check again. If by the end of the payment day your money hasn't reflected, that's when it might be time to call the SASSA helpline or visit your nearest office. But in most cases, a short delay is just a result of banking procedures, not a sign that something is wrong. Now, if you usually collect your grant at a SASSA pay point, especially in more rural areas, keep in mind that cash-in-transit services and mobile payment teams follow a different schedule. These are generally announced at the local level, so it's a good idea to check with your nearest SASSA office, community center, or even with your ward councillor. They often receive the local schedules in advance and can inform you about the exact date and location where the mobile payment team will be stationed. For seniors in villages and townships where post offices or ATMs are far, these mobile pay points are a lifeline, and they can save you from spending money on transport that you might not even need if you simply wait an extra day or two for the team to arrive closer to you. Another important aspect to be aware of is that SASSA continues to monitor fraudulent activities, and this month is no exception. Scammers often become more active around grant payment time, targeting elderly beneficiaries by pretending to be SASSA officials or bank representatives. They may phone you, SMS you, or even approach you in person, claiming they need your ID number or card PIN to confirm your grant. This is 100% false. SASSA has made it clear they will never ask for your PIN, and no official should ever need your card details to release your payment. If anyone approaches you with this kind of request, report them immediately to SASSA or your local SAP station. Don't let anyone trick you out of your money. You've worked hard all your life, and you deserve to receive your grant without being harassed or deceived. Now let's talk a little about what's on the horizon, because many people have been asking whether there will be any increases in the grant amounts later this year. While SASSA has not yet confirmed any new increases beyond the ones implemented in April 2025, there is still a lot of pressure on the government to do more. Inflation is high, and most seniors feel that the current monthly grant, while helpful, is still not enough to cover all their basic needs. Advocacy groups are pushing for another adjustment before the end of the year, and we're keeping a very close eye on the situation. As soon as there's word on a possible top-up or once-off bonus, we'll be the first to break that news for you. Until then, it's important to keep managing your money carefully and be aware of any announcements coming from the Department of Social Development or the Ministry of Finance. Speaking of government announcements, there's also been talk about changes to how grants might be distributed in the future. Some reports have hinted at the possibility of using biometric systems at more pay points to improve security and speed up the verification process. That means instead of just using your SASSA card and PIN, you might be asked to verify your fingerprint or facial recognition in the future. While this could be helpful in preventing fraud, it's also something that could cause delays or confusion if not rolled out properly, especially for older people who might struggle with new technology. That's why it's so important for the public to be educated and for SASSA to provide proper training or assistance wherever new systems are introduced. In the meantime, we urge you to keep your information up to date. If you've changed your phone number, your banking details, or your address, don't wait until something goes wrong to update your records. SASSA systems depend on accurate information to process your payments. If your phone number is outdated, you might miss important SMS alerts. If your bank account has closed or changed, your grant might be delayed while the funds bounce back. And if you're moving to a new area, you need to make sure your nearest pay point or SASSA office has your correct location details on file. These small things can make a big difference when it comes to avoiding payment issues. And finally, let's talk about dignity. At the end of the day, SASSA grants aren't handouts. They are a form of social support that recognizes the contribution of elderly citizens to our society. You've worked hard for decades. You've raised children, built communities, paid taxes, and helped keep South Africa running. These grants are not charity, they are a right, and you deserve to receive them on time, without shame, stress, or delay. That's why we are here, bringing you these updates, cutting through the noise, and giving you real information you can trust. Because you deserve better than guessing games and social media confusion. So as August approaches, remember this, your grant is on its way. The dates are confirmed, the systems are in place. And you now have all the information you need to collect your payment safely and confidently. If you know someone who might not be online or who doesn't have access to this information, do them a favor, share this with them. A simple conversation can make a world of difference, especially for someone who might otherwise be left in the dark. Let's look out for each other, as South Africans always do. Stay safe, stay warm, and we'll be right here again next month with the latest confirmed updates for September and any new changes SASSA might introduce. Until then, take care of yourself and your grant, because both are precious.